Welcome back to the Content Marketing Playbook. It's your host, Josh Culler with Culler Media. And today we're going to be talking about a brand new platform called Instagram Reels. So this is really a platform inside of a platform. So as you guys know, if you have been living under a rock, you probably haven't heard of Instagram Reels. But I just wanted to open this up for a conversation in order to make sure you guys know about Instagram Reels, the purpose of it, why it's here, why Instagram decided to unleash this now, and how to actually get the most out of it. In no way, shape, or form am I a Instagram Reels expert, so I'm not going to say that because nobody is at this point because it's only been out for a week. So I'm just going to elaborate the way I've been using it, the way I've been seeing bigger influencers use it, and how it's been responded to and that kind of thing. So we're going to talk about that today. But if you haven't already, make sure you have subscribed to the Content Marketing Playbook. Whatever podcast platform you're listening to, make sure you do subscribe. If you're on Apple Podcasts, do me a favor after this show, head back over to the homepage and leave a 5-star review. I would much appreciate that. That would be awesome. And then if you have any questions, make sure you reach out to me. I've had several people reach out to me via email, josh@cullermedia.com, colored spelled C-U-L-L-E-R, and ask me any questions about content marketing, about marketing in general, about Instagram Reels, or if you have any other questions outside of that, maybe it's topics I've addressed in the past, that would be great. So make sure you do reach out to me. josh@cullermedia.com is my email address. And then you can always go to cullermedia.com in order to get more information about what we got going on. And if you're listening to this right now and you haven't followed me on Instagram, make sure to go follow me on Instagram. I put a lot of good content out about content marketing, right? So that's what I talk about is content marketing the most. So I put a lot of really good micro content out there for you guys, nuggets of information in order to up your content marketing game. So make sure you do that. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the episode for today. Instagram Reels. Again, I'm going to say it. I'm not an expert in any way, shape, or form on Instagram Reels, and nobody else is at this point. Normally, it takes a very long time, 6 to 8 months, for somebody to actually be an expert, per se, in a field. So don't let anybody fool you right now. I'm only going off of a week's worth of observation and me actually using it as well and having my clients use it and seeing what's actually going down. So I'm going to address why it's here, how to use it, and continue to keep a pulse on it. So first things first, Instagram Reels, it's no secret, it's a direct competitor to TikTok, right? So this is the thing that you definitely need to understand. It's not the same as TikTok, right? No matter how hard Instagram tries, it is a comparable because it is like that 15-second clip, even though TikTok allows up to 60 seconds. Instagram Reels is going to allow 15 seconds and that's it. And you're going to be able to dance to music, do the same stuff you do on TikTok basically, right? And that's the purpose of it. But because it's a platform inside of Instagram, it still goes on your profile as your regular feed, right? So it's not like TikTok, where TikTok is only these 15-second or 60-second videos of people dancing and stuff like that. So it's a direct competitor to TikTok. It does look like TikTok is going to get shut down. Who knows what's going to happen? I'm not making predictions. And I know a lot of people, I've actually had people say that I'm a TikTok hater. I'm not a TikTok hater. My target demographic is not on TikTok. And yeah, I may have like a handful of people that are using TikTok, but it's not the primary place where it is. So I'm not going to put all my effort into it. My primary audience is on Instagram, Facebook, and that's pretty much it. And then podcast and YouTube, right? So I put a lot more of my efforts into that. Now, if your audience is on TikTok and you're worried about getting shut down on TikTok, Instagram Reels is definitely a place that you want to start utilizing. Now, I'm not saying that TikTok users are all going to gravitate back to Instagram for this reason. A lot of people get very much attached to platforms. I remember it back when MySpace was a big thing. People had a hard time moving from MySpace to Facebook. Eventually it happened, but it took a long time for that to happen. And that's just the way people are. So, there's a lot of teenagers, younger kids that love TikTok and they're obsessed with it. And they may not end up on Instagram immediately. At some point it may happen, especially if TikTok completely goes away. But we're not betting on this. We're not betting on TikTok going away. We're not betting on TikTok staying. We're only betting on the fact that you have a new platform inside of Instagram that is going to allow you to put out a different type of content. So, that's the purpose of it, right? So Instagram Reels is 15 seconds. Now I'm going to talk about that. So I wanted to get that out of the way, the purpose of it, why Instagram decided to come out with it. Obviously, they came out with it last week, right in the middle of this whole fiasco of TikTok getting shut down by September 15 or whatever the date is. But keep an eye on this, right? So you definitely, even if TikTok stays around, if your target demographic is on TikTok, put stuff on TikTok, but also make sure you're utilizing Reels as well, because I think it's going to be a viable platform. It's kind of a cross between the stories and an actual post. Now, Instagram, this is where it's kind of a little confusing to me, because Instagram is really built for aesthetically, like visual pleasing content. And Reels are really just meant for like story type content, right? So stories, you're still going to utilize that for, it's going to be up on your profile, but it's not going to be on your actual feed. So if you go to your profile, you're not going to be able to see it in your grid. But it'll go away in 24 hours. Reels is 15 seconds and it's really quick, raw content that stays on your platform, in your actual profile. So let's talk about the ways to actually utilize it and how I've seen people successfully use it for the week that it's been out, and how I've been using it and observing the way it's actually going to work. So 15 seconds is all you got. I tried doing an Instagram reel yesterday. I eventually got it right, but it took me like 10 to 12 tries in order to compact a lot of information into 15 seconds. So whether you're dancing, whether you're a fitness person that's, teaching about how to do push-ups properly, you got 15 seconds. You got to compact that into there. Now, the reason why this is extremely important to understand why 15 seconds is important is because of the fact that you need to compact your message into that amount of time. So you're not going to have the ability to talk about 10 different things. You need to talk about one thing and one thing only. Get that posted, and then maybe if you need to talk about another topic, then do another reel. And the reason I think that this is going to take off quickly is because it is raw content for Instagram at its finest. Whereas people are more afraid to actually put raw content on their profile. People aren't afraid to put raw content on stories because that's going to go away, right? It's not something that's going to stack up on your Instagram feed. So it'll go away, and it's not like right in front of you when you open up Instagram. So people are more okay than ever to put raw content on stories, and that's what it's meant for. Whereas with Reels, I think people are going to gravitate to this better because it is going to be straight raw content. And it's kind of Instagram saying, hey guys, it's okay to actually put raw content on your profile. So start doing that. So I think this is going to be, beneficial to a lot of people, where you can actually, upload Reels just straight from your phone, as opposed to producing it. And then I apologize for that. That was a really loud ding on my MacBook here. So I'm going to mute that up. So this is kind of Instagram giving you the opportunity to upload that raw content. Straight from your phone, right? So you're gonna be able to take your phone, record that content real quick, and then upload it right away without producing it. You'll be able to add, some GIFs on it, maybe some music if you're gonna dance to it or whatever, and then maybe some, quotes or like some text onto it, and then you're uploading it straight from there. So that's what I envision. I think a lot of people are gonna gravitate to it for that reason. So this is gonna be able to, be something that you're putting and you're evolving a lot. Maybe I'm telling my clients to do at least 3 Instagram reels a week. And you're obviously not going to want to just do Instagram reels. Make sure you're peppering in IGTV videos. Make sure you're putting in images and stuff like that, and kind of overlapping it and mixing it in with these other types of content that Instagram allows you to do. All right. So that's kind of like how to do it. Now let's talk about, kind of the more in-depth stuff. So posting it to your feed, important. I think posting it to your feed is going to be like a key thing in order to keep it onto your feed and making sure that people still see it. Instagram gives you the option, just like IGTV, where you can actually get it posted into people's feeds, but it doesn't actually show up on your profile. So if you go to your profile, you're not going to see IGTV there if you select it that way. I always select post it to my profile because there's no reason not to. So I think that you should do the same thing with Reels, and don't hide it unless you have a specific reason why, but there's no reason why at this point to do that. There's been a couple times where I'll hide the IGTV video because I want the swipe up thing, so you can actually link a story to a swipe up to the Instagram video. So an IGTV video. So I do that every once in a while, but I would say just post it to your feed, select that option. Next thing is make sure you're going a little in depth, don't like when it comes to the copywriting. So when you're actually putting the description in the post with the reel, I would say open up maybe, 5 to 10 sentences worth of copy, just unpacking what you're saying in that 15 seconds. Now, this gives you the opportunity to be able to unload a little bit more information outside of that 15 seconds, because we've already established like 15 seconds is a very little amount of time in order to get some information in there. So you got the 15-second video, unpack that a little more inside the copy. Make sure you're adding the hashtag still, because it's still going to be discovered through hashtags. And that's the way you actually like maximize the post potential. Outside of that, selecting the cover, I would say if you're able to design a cover, maybe with Snapseed or maybe with PixArt or something like that, Photoshop Express on your phone, then do that. I wouldn't put a whole lot of effort into it right now. Maybe just a nice little screenshot instead of you doing a face like, it's blurry and your eyes are closed or whatever, your mouth's in a weird position. Just do your best to select a good cover and maybe mix and match some things. Just, I would say don't spend a whole lot of time on that, because it's not going to be, something that's actually going to make a big difference, I think. So as for covers, like just do your best with it. Make sure you got a good freeze frame where it actually makes sense to put it on your cover. Last thing I got here for Instagram Reels is just don't be afraid to keep it raw. I think at some point we're going to see a lot of people, unpacking maybe 3-5 second clips and stitching those together, getting a little bit more creative with it, like a TikTok video. And I think that's okay, but you're still keeping it raw. So all people are doing is like stitching those together, maybe inside of your phone app that you can, maybe iMovie or whatever. But I wouldn't go as far as like exporting a, Adobe Premiere video and making this well produced and everything. Reels is meant to be raw content, like stories, except for it's actually going on your feed. So just keep that in mind. Keep it raw. Don't overthink it. I had this conversation with a client this morning. This might actually be a good idea for you as well. So I think Reels is going to be a good way to push people to a pillar content. So one of my clients, Michael Zuber, he has a YouTube channel called One Rental at a Time. And I told him a good way to use Reels would be open up your phone, shoot a reel video talking about the video that you just uploaded to YouTube, and tell people to click the link in your bio. And that's what you're going to do. So Reels is like, he's opening it up saying, hey, on the daily financial news that we talked about today, we talked about X, Y, and Z. Make sure you click on the link in my bio, because it's going to be some good information. It takes them to the YouTube video and that kind of thing. So I think that's a really good way. I think Reels are going to be a good way if you have pillar content, whether it's a podcast or a YouTube channel or whatever else it is, to push people to that pillar content. So I think that's going to be one of the best ways to actually utilize it to get people to engage even more throughout it. So far, we don't have really any other options. So you're still not able to link out. You're not going to be able to actually promote the video itself, which is a little odd, because right now IGTV videos still can't be promoted. Regular videos under 60 seconds can be, but Reels can't. So that might change in the future, but that's all we got. So it might be a good idea to add this to your story as well. I know I actually added a Reels story to a Reels video from ESPN to my story, and it played in the story. Whereas if you're taking a video that's a 60-second video clip or even an IGTV video and you send that to your story, it's not going to play. It's just people are going to have to click on it, and then it takes them to the post. Whereas Reels will actually play inside your story. So that might be a good idea as well, to actually like take your story and upload that to, or take your Reels and upload that to your story. So give that a shot. All you got to do is go to the Reels video, and then you'll see the little airplane, the paper airplane, that's the symbol for share. Click on that and then add it to your post. So that might be a good idea to get more engagement pushed to your actual Reels video. So again, I'm going to keep my pulse on this, guys. If I have more information to unpack, I'll make sure I do that. Make sure you do follow me on Instagram, and I'll give a little bit more in-depth stuff as stuff starts to roll out. People start to use it more, get a little bit more traction with it. I think it's something that's already been adopted very well from Instagram users, and I think it's just going to blow up even more because of the fact that you can upload raw content and it'll go to your feed, as opposed to, putting it on your stories raw and then it goes away in 24 hours unless you archive it. So give it a shot. IG Reels, I think, again, I did a full episode talking about how to keep a pulse on, new platforms or new features and stuff like that. So go back and listen to that. But when it comes down to it, anytime a new feature comes out for a platform, I always want to give it a shot, whether it's 3 to 6 months. And then if it takes off and starts working, obviously keep adopting it and evolving it, making it better. But this is something that is a viable option. I think IGTV was kind of the last feature that Instagram came up with. So right now you got regular feed, you got stories, you got IGTV, now you have Reels. So that's 4 types of different types of content that you have for Instagram. So make sure you're utilizing those in order to grow your Instagram to the direction you want it to go and get the attention that you're looking for. So again, content marketing at its finest. Content marketing is marketing still. So treat Instagram Reels as such, as a marketing channel for you inside of Instagram. Push people to convert. So that's what I got for you guys today. Hopefully that helped you out with Instagram Reels. And if you have any more questions, again, like I said, not an expert, and neither is anybody else on the planet right now, because the Instagram Reels has only been out for a week. So just do your best on analyzing the data when you're uploading the videos, see what traction you're getting, see if people are actually watching the videos, and what kind of responses you're getting. And that's going to be able to tell you what direction to go from here on out. So that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for joining in and listening to the Content Marketing Playbook. If you haven't already, make sure you have subscribed to the show. Make sure you go back to the homepage if you're listening on Apple Podcasts. Leave me a 5-star review. That would be much appreciated. And then shoot me an email if you have any questions about this or any other topic, content marketing related. Happy to connect with you, josh@colormedia.com, colored spelled Culler. And then you can always head to colormedia.com to see what else I got going on. That's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for joining in and listening, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. See you later.